Hello friends, it's a time for test now. So in Mock 1, we are going to discuss different questions based on basics of Java programming. So let's begin. Question number 1. Which are illegal identifiers out of the following? Choose all that apply. In this question, there are 6 different declarations are done, namely basic salary, where $sign is used, underscore hello world, false, 226, java.util, and public. Now, to solve this question, we need to just remind or revise some of the rules of the identifiers. If you remember, identifier should start with an alphabet or it can start with underscore. Identifier can contain special characters like dollars and it cannot use keywords. Based on that, you can see there is a basic salary which contains dollar which could be correct option. There is a hello world which is starting from underscore. This false could be wrong because it is a keyword. 226 is a numeric character which starts from number, so it may be wrong. Java.util is a keyword which is a package name and public is looking as a keyword. But this public is something which is starting with capital P which does not match with your public keyword which starts with lowercase. The options for this are C, D and E. Question number 2. What is output of following program? Class employee contains two data members, instance variables called as name and status, and we are going to create object of employee. Employee is referred by WB, which is going to print status and name. One of the rules that you need to remember is whenever you create object, all the instance variables are initialized to the default values. The references are initialized to null and other data members are initialized to the default values. Out of that, the boolean is initialized to the default value as is equal to false. So with this, status will be initialized as false and name will be initialized as null. Your output for this program would be d is equal to false and name is equal to null. Question number 3. Which of the following statements are true? Choose all that apply. This program declares different types of the data members with different types of a data type. So there is a short data 1 which is equal to 5, in data 2 which is equal to 5.6, in a string emp name which is equal to John, data 1 dot length, data 2 dot length and name dot length. Option says line number 4 generates compilation error. So line number 4 is a short which is trying to store integer. So you may get a fooled by this kind of a question, but 5 is something which can be stored into short data type. Line number 5 generates a compilation error. Line number 5 declares a data 2 which is of type integer which is trying to store double value into it, which generates a compilation error. Line number 6 generates a compilation error. Line number 6 is a valid statement which stores a string. Line number 7 generates a compilation error. Data1.length is basically trying to find out the length of the short, but length is the method which can be applied only onto string. So on that basis, data1.length, that is line number 7, is wrong. Line number 8 generates a compilation error. Line number 8 is data2.length, where data2.length is again integer and I cannot apply length on your integer values. So on that line, line number 8 is also compilation error. Line number 9 is a valid line because I can have name.length because name is of type emp name rather is of type string, and G is code compiles as in, which is wrong. So option for this is B, D and E. Question number 4. What will print the output at John Doe? Public class employee contains system.println name1. So it assumes that name1 is the argument that you are going to pass at the second index number, or name1 that is second index number, so that it will print John Doe. So out of these given options, you have to check that in which location John Doe is written as a second index number. So uh, If you observe this contains three index numbers, but at second index number, that is 0 and 1, Doe is written, so this is wrong. Option number B contains John Doe as a complete string at second index number, so B is correct. C contains again three arguments, where it is wrong. D contains three arguments, but the first argument, two arguments, but the first argument is John Doe, and we expect John Doe at the second argument, so this is also wrong. The next statement, employee.class, is wrong because this is the incorrect way to execute a class. Next statement, F, is again the incorrect way to execute the class. Now, printing the value of arguments has nothing to do with the compilation process, because of which option G is false. The output of this program based on this is answer B. Question number 5. Which of the following are true? Options: an instance of variable of type double defaults to null. Instance of variable of type int defaults to null. Instance variable of type string defaults to null. And instance variable of type double default to 0.0, and instance variable of type int defaults to 0.0. If you remember, instance variables are initialized to 0 or initialized to default values. Numeric are initialized to 0.0 and 0.0. If it is integer to 0, if it is double, it is 0.0. And object refers to null. Based on this, option number E, where double is instance variable which can be initialized to 0.0, and option number C, an instance variable of type string defaults to null, are correct. Question number 6. Which of the following statements are true? Public class employee contains a main which is having employee E1 is equal to new employee. In this case, option says employee is a class, which is correct option. E1 is a class is incorrect because E1 is a reference. Main is a class is incorrect because main is a method. Employee is a reference to an object is incorrect because employee is a class. E1 is a reference to an object is correct because E1 is referring to the object new employee. Main is a reference to an object is wrong because main is a method, as we discussed. Based on this, I can say option number A and E is correct. So G is also incorrect. So the answer to this is A and E. Question number 7. Which is true about following code? Public class employee contains a finalized method which says system.println employee fired. Public static void main contains employee object and it is set to null. Followed by that, I am going to fire system.gc. Now remember, system.gc does not guarantee to generate the garbage collector. It is not always true that whenever you create system.gc, the garbage collector get fired. Also, whenever you write finalize method, it is not always guaranteed that finalize method is called. So, based on that, A is incorrect because finalize is guaranteed to be called is incorrect. Option B is correct because finalize method might be or might not be called. Option C says that finalize is guaranteed not to be called, as nothing is guaranteed with the finalize. Option C is also incorrect. Garbage collector is guaranteed to run is incorrect, as we discussed. Garbage collector might or might not run is true, as we discussed a couple of minutes back. Based on that, option F is also wrong, which says that garbage collection is guaranteed not to run. And code does not compile is also incorrect because all these lines of code has nothing to do with your compilation. Based on this, the output will be B and E. Question number 8. What is output of following program? The program says there is a class called as a Salmon which contains int count, and it looks that there is a constructor which is called as a public void Salmon which initializes count is equal to 4. So don't get fooled first of all when you get constructor like this, because constructors cannot be declared with void. Another rule that you need to remember is this doesn't generate a compilation error, because if you write constructor like this, it says that it is a normal method. Only difference is to get this value as count is equal to 4, you need to call this method by creating an object of Salmon and calling it by reference of an object. So if I go to public static void main and if I create Salmon s is equal to new Salmon, this method is not called implicitly. Based on this, The value of count will be initialized to 0 as a default value when this object gets created. So output of this is not 4. In fact, the output of this is equal to 0. So answer to this is A. Question number 9. Which of the following are true? Java compiles a .class file into .java is incorrect because it's a reverse way. In fact, we convert .java file into .class. Option number B says Java C compiles a .java file into a .bytecode file, which is also incorrect, though the converted .class file is a bytecode, but extension of the file is not .bytecode. Option number C is a correct statement which says Java C compiles a .java file into a class file. Option number D says Java takes the name of the class as a parameter, which is correct because if we do have employee.class, we say Java employee. Question number E says Java takes name of the .bytecode file as a parameter is incorrect because there is no .bytecode file available. And option number F says that Java takes the name of the .class file as a parameter because we don't give extension while executing the file. Based on this, the output is option C and option D. Question number 10. Identify the correct sequence of the statement. We have a class rabbit. After that, we have import java util and package animals. Now, if you look at this, the correct sequence will be always you start with a package, followed by that you start with import, and then you create a rabbit. So every time when you declare a class, the first statement should be a package. So based on that, I have option C with me, which says that CBNA, which is package first, import second, and followed by that class rabbit. So answer for this is C. So that's it for session 1. Thank you so much.